Chaos has erupted at Thekwini College in Durban as angry voters are refusing to vote and are carrying ballot boxes out of the station. Earlier, they were barred from voting as their names didn't appear on the voters' roll. eNCA's Lethiwe Mdluli is at the college and she joins us now live. Lethiwe, thank you so much for joining me. You're out at the Thekwini College where voting has been disrupted. What's actually happening now at this moment?
Well, at the moment, the police are trying to figure out what exactly happened when some residents actually made their way into the voting station and carried out those ballot boxes. So earlier on, obviously, a lot of people who were outside the voting station were disgruntled and they wanted to vote. Unfortunately, they did not appear on the voters' roll, which made them very angry, and they wanted the IEC to come and actually address this issue. The reason why they did not appear on the voters' roll was because when they came here during the registration weekend, they were told that there was load shedding at that time and they could not access the systems. So they were told to write their names down on a piece of paper and they were assured that they will be registered. But when they came here today, unfortunately, they found that their names were not on the voters' roll. We've been told that only 70 people actually appeared on the voters' roll, leaving out about 400 people. And those people were standing outside since 11 a.m. this morning, demanding to vote because they are saying that's their right. The IEC, unfortunately, were not here when this whole thing was happening, but there was a member that was sent here at around 5 p.m. in the afternoon who came here and tried to investigate the issue. But now what is currently happening is that the police are trying to figure out how they're going to deal with the situation of the ballot boxes, because when the residents were allowed to finally vote, they actually said no, they're not going to vote and refused to do so because most of the people that had come here to try and vote earlier on had left. So they were questioning why they were only allowed to vote around 8 p.m. in the afternoon. So some of those disgruntled residents took ballot boxes out of the voting station, and the police tried to work around that situation. But now the situation is that there are ballot boxes that are coming outside from the voting station, and there are questions as to whether there were papers that were filled that were filled inside those ballot boxes, and the police are trying to investigate that matter. The OP or the presiding officer from this voting station has not said anything, but they are working with the police. As you can see from behind me, the police are still standing there. They've just taken those ballot boxes out, and we will be finding out from the IEC because we did make contact with them, and they said they were in a meeting and they will get back to us and have a response to us about this issue.
Just to be clear about what you're saying, you're talking about ballot boxes that were earlier removed and then were brought back. Those are the ballot boxes you're talking about?
Yes, so some residences that were allowed to come in and cast their vote at around 8 p.m. in the afternoon were so angry that it was only a few of them that were left, and they said no, they're not going to vote, and they then decided to take those ballot boxes that were inside this voting station. That's, of course, illegal, and when they took them outside, the police tried to stop them. We don't know what exactly happened outside, but at some time ago, there were ballot boxes that were brought inside the voting station, 4 of them, and we found out that those ballot boxes actually had some papers filled inside of them. And the police are now questioning how that happened, because we know for a fact that around 15 people were only allowed to vote today. So it's a matter of just investigating how those ballot boxes made their way inside the voting station and who actually brought them in.
Okay, sounds like a little bit of a mess, but you know, let's see what the police do and what the IEC does as well, because you can't have ballot boxes leaving the station and then coming back with more ballots is basically what you're saying here. Thank you so much, Lethiwe Mdluli. There, our reporter. She's at Thekwini College in Durban about that particular issue.